Boom shakalaka, insanely bullish buy signal flashes for Bitcoin has not flashed since way back in October when Bitcoin was $10,000. This buy signal could send Bitcoin to $150,000 by May. Also in today's video, we're going to be talking about why Netflix may be the next company to buy Bitcoin and what's pumping ENJIN coin today. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we have a lot of good stuff going on, guys. Insanely bullish Bitcoin signal flashing today. I know we've been talking about how March is historically not a good month for Bitcoin, but in today's video, we're going to be going over some crazy things happening with Bitcoin right now that you definitely don't want to miss, which could lead to a $100,000 Bitcoin by May. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter at the Crypto Love, where we have fun and some super sweet giveaways. So let's take a look. Today, Trading Shop published this, how this crazy fractal is repeating itself. He says basically this happened in early April of 2020, where we had a golden cross and then we had a triangle, a hump, another triangle, but then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have that going on right now. This looks very much like what happened in 2016, where again, we had a death cross right before a golden cross, and then we have triangle, hump, triangle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going all the way up to the 1.5 fib. If this were to take us to the 1.5 fib, guess what? We would be right around $157,000 by May. Holy moly, retail has arrived and it could drive the price insane. Now, I want to take a look at how this actually may play out. Because if we take a look at what's going on with the cycle right now, it is very similar to what's happened with the previous two halving cycles. This blue one is the 2017 halving. The greenish one is the 2014 halving. All right, now, basically, if we draw a line from the resistance that happened here to the resistance that happened down here, guess what? We had a line of resistance right in the middle there. But that's not all, because if we did it again from this very strong resistance here to this very strong resistance here, guess what? We also had resistance right there. 2 times already, we followed exactly what happened based on the average of the previous 2 cycles. Well, guess what? There's another one coming up here and another one, big one, coming up here, the top of the market way out here. Well, if we were to just use this to kind of guesstimate, ballpark where we would be at, well, if we take a look at that, just going up kind of in the middle, on average, we go to that, to $100,000 by May, exactly what Trading Shop was saying, have a bit of a pullback, and then we shoot up to somewhere around $275,000 by, wait for it, September, October 2021. It's lining up perfectly, and we have a lot of really great evidence as to why it's lining up perfectly. First thing here, Netflix might be the next Fortune 100 firm to buy Bitcoin. According to Tim Draper. I just called it Bitcoin. Anyways, he says he thinks Reed Hastings is a very innovative guy and has a lot of creative thinking, and he might still control the reins at Netflix, so he thinks he might be the next big one to fall. And if we take a look at institutions buying into Bitcoin right now, the institution buying level is this green line right here, right around $48,000. As we can see here, the past 3 times there were large outflows from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase Custody, we're at 48.6, 48.1, and 48.9. So as we can see here, just today or yesterday, there was a giant outflow from Coinbase Pro. Could that be going to Netflix? I don't know. Now, this article here, Bitcoin hits $51,000 as short-term bull case strengthens amid weakening dollar. Guys, you have to remember that Bitcoin does not act by itself, because let's face it, 1 Bitcoin has always been equal to 1 Bitcoin, but it lives in an ecosystem where governments have infinite money that they can print whenever they want. And considering it's very likely to see a $1.9 trillion stimulus package approved within the next 2 weeks, His best guess is that the US dollar is topping out here. Could be wrong, but structure looks very similar to previous consolidations as well. Basically, he's saying that the US dollar currency index is continuing to go down, and because they are printing more, it's going to go down again. We have a W formation here, and then the price goes down after some money printing. Well, guess what? Again, we have a W formation, money printing. Price could continue to go down. That means Bitcoin continues to go up. But this is why you guys clicked. Bitcoin sell-off over strong buy the dip signal flashes for the first time in 5 months. Guys, basically what's going on right now, we have a whale war, and you got to know the real power. We have U.S. institutional investors, Coinbase outflow, strong buy. Coinbase premium, buy. BTC whales, buy. Stablecoin inflow, buy. Miners are selling. Miner to exchange flows, selling. So because of that, we have what's going on right here where the spent output profit ratio is in the green for the first time since Bitcoin was $10,000. That means miners are losing money right now for the first time since Bitcoin was $10,000. They're going to be less incentivized to sell. That's going to send the price skyrocketing. This is a very strong buy the dip signal for all of you dipshits out there in a bull market. This, alongside derivative fundings having reset, is bullish. Furthermore, it goes on to say that $45,000 upwards is very strong support. Any dip, if you're lucky, into the $39,000 is a no-brainer. Buy the effing dip. And this is just supported by what Willy Woo has shown here on this Glassnode chart, that we have very strong support at $48,000 and below that at $35,000. Those numbers keep echoing everywhere you look. And as a matter of fact, if we take a look here on the Bitcoin rainbow chart, I was looking at this today, that basically the bottom, if we follow this to the left, the bottom ended up being the first peak in the previous bull run right here. And if we follow this bottom, again, look to the left, you can see this was actually the first peak in the previous bull run. Well, guess what? Looks like we're having roughly the first peak of the bull run somewhere between that $35,000 and $48,000. That's going to be very strong support echoed everywhere. Bitcoin may never come down to these levels ever again. Now, for all coins today, ENJIN coin is up 40.37%, up 138% for the week. The main reason for that is ENJIN is tackling soaring Ethereum gas fees. So their two products, dubbed JumpNet and Efinity, is two scaling solutions will increase support for NFTs while removing Ethereum's expensive gas fees from the equation. And this is something we've been seeing a lot over the past week or two, where a lot of solutions are coming out to save Ethereum. Maybe not to kill Ethereum, but to save Ethereum. We've seen this recently last week with Binance Smart Chain. We've seen it with Cardano. We've seen it with Polygon. And today we're seeing it with ENJIN, solutions out there to save Ethereum, to fix the scaling solution issues. Last little bit of news, guys. You might remember this guy, BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes. He may have to surrender to U.S. law enforcement next month. Currently, he's living in Singapore. Now, he is charged back in October 2020 with violating the Bank Secrecy Act and conspiracy to violate the act. Basically, with his exchange BitMEX, he was manipulating the price of Bitcoin so much, he basically caused the top of the last peak. Him and his two co-conspirators. Now, his proposed bail package would include an agreement by the government that he would be permitted to continue to reside abroad, and that he would be traveling to the United States if necessary for court appearances and meetings with counsel. But what they're saying is that we're trying to achieve compensation for victims of various nefarious acts that took place on that exchange for years. We're confident that justice will prevail. Guys, people lost lots of money on BitMEX, not because they were bad traders, but because BitMEX manipulated the markets to intentionally make people lose. And that's why you need to watch out about trading on margin in cryptocurrency, because these exchanges will just have outages and they'll have these giant wicks that just liquidate everybody and make millions for the company. So guys, that's it for today's episode. Hugely bullish for Bitcoin. Taking a look at these charts, we do need to remember that March historically is not. We've only had one positive March for Bitcoin ever, but this could potentially be the second one. Other big names potentially coming into Bitcoin like Netflix. And guys, if you did enjoy that video, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter at TheCryptoLove, and I will catch you later. Have a good one. Peace.